All right, Simmers, I'm very curious to see what is going on with the Sims franchise lately, as they have been dropping hints at a bunch of rebrand collaborations coming soon, which we'll get into a little bit later in this video. I also want to quickly talk about the fact that the Sims team has been very silent, specifically the SimGurus, and could that mean that even a bigger expansion pack is coming soon, or are the SimGurus staying silent because that is a part of the official rebrand? I do have a couple of questions also talking about, with all this change, what does it actually mean for the future of the franchise, and could it be a bigger start of something bigger, such as the next generation of franchise for The Sims? Let's talk all about the roadmap, the rebrand, the leaks, and how all of this ties into EA's bigger strategy. And let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about that. But before we get into anything, I do want to say, what is up, guys? My name is Simian. My name is Yen. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I talk about all things Sims and simulation games in general. If you ever want me to drop a video specifically something about a topic, go ahead and leave it down below in the comments, and let's get into this very first topic. Starting off with The Sims, of course, back in February, they did release the Motherlode roadmap, which just wrapped up on May 1st. There was a ton of things talking about the Business and Hobbies expansion pack, new gameplay dive. Of course, we ended up getting a little bit of surprise when it came down to more things Sims, and they just finished off the 3 kits. But of course, with that Motherlode ending, there is another one beginning, which a lot of Simmers are very curious about. It's always this quiet period after the roadmap that makes Simmers start to speculate, and honestly, it's starting to feel a little intentional this time. Anadius actually tweeted, right, forgot to say, the 3 kits released and have numbers 96, 97, and 98. EP 19 has number 99, and that probably won't change, and it will be the next DLC. And EP 20 has number 102, but that might still change, so there will be a minimum of 2 DLCs between EP 19 and EP 20. So a lot of people are like, what is it going to be? Is this next for the expansion pack? Not long ago, a lot of people have a lot of things to say when there was leaks dropped about maybe something coming very soon. A lot of people were talking about that there was hints in the Business and Hobbies expansion pack, which we're going to get into a little bit in a second, of Simmer's tweets stating that there could have been hints, of course, going towards the new EP that is supposed to be coming out. So let me know down below in the comments, do you guys feel like y'all seen hints in the new EP for the next EP? It's a little confusing to understand, but if you're a Simmer, you get it. Now, next, we're going to be talking about the Simmer's tweets and concerns, where one user ended up stating, y'all asking for hints like we didn't get a saxophone declaration, and multiple hints about music and Business and Hobbies, which many people are thinking bands is coming soon. Someone else said, cars and preteen life stage for the 2 DLCs. Come on, please, manifesting this. There has been many users stating what they want as far as when we are going to be getting cars, preteens, bands. Some people are even saying we still need hotels, proper hotels, not just the whole Airbnb type vibe that they introduced into the game, with, of course, different EPs that we've had recently. Now, there was a visual designer at Maxis who was helping present these mock-ups, and one of the mock-ups included van life, which a lot of people thought we were either going to be getting a camper or some sort of expansion pack coming soon because of this. But again, this was just a mock-up UI to show all of the different kinds of branding that they can do starting off very soon. So again, I would love to know your opinions down below on what do you guys feel about this. And I don't know, y'all, with all these things coming, especially after The Sims had released back last year, talking about the future of the plumb bob is green. Yes, y'all, they're coming about this money. One of the biggest clues that what's next to come was just overall EA Investor Day, when EA talked all about what was going on. And during EA's Investor Day presentation, they didn't just talk to Simmers, they talked to money people, okay? And that's important. They showcased The Sims not just as a game, but as a franchise, and the future of the plumb bob was literally branded as their slogan. So this is like symbolic of growth, expansion, and let's be real, The Sims don't play when it comes down to revenue. So they even confirmed multiple projects in the works, and then of course we have the upcoming Sims movie, the additional add-ons for the franchise, such as, you know, the collaborations. And I'm just really curious to see what Samantha Ryan has got into her pocket. She recently got back on into the Sims train, and now is taking over a lot of things that are going on as far as EA. So a lot of people are wondering, is she behind all of this? Is Andrew Wilson behind even more of this? And who is basically making the control? Of course, Lindsay Pearson has not stated anything regarding like The Sims. She has been behind the scenes and has not came out with anything specific, other than when she does the occasional appearances when they do the Behind the Sims Summit. We do know with the rebrand, they ended up going for a new modern, sleeker look with, of course, the main title of The Sims when you first log on, and now it says that they are apparently, collaborating with an ad agency called Collins, and they've been slowly making their way to rebranding not only the front page of their website, but just overall in general. We do know that that logo had recently got fixed, where they were saying, okay, we're fixing the logo, we're changing it up, we're fixing the plumb bob, we're making it more aesthetic and more just overall different. They even talked about how they're going to start branding things in Simlish, and overall just basically capitalizing on the Sims world. So with them capitalizing on the Sims world, I feel like they can do so much in depth with this. I mean, I'm talking all kinds of just branded items, and I'm just curious. I'm very curious where Shop the Sims is going to go with this. I'm curious in general where they're going to go with this collaboration, supporting with the Collins rebrand. Again, the Sims have not stated anything at all. They've just been keeping up with, of course, what's going on at this very second, which is, of course, the 3 kits that have just dropped, which actually did very great, by the way. And based on Simmers hitting social media talking all about the brand 3 new kits, the sales look like they were doing very well in profit, but many Simmers still had questions about old EPs that unfortunately just wasn't hitting the mark and are still dealing with glitches. Now, the Sims team did respond stating that they are still working on updates as far as bug fixes, but they did come out with one recently in April. We do have to wait and see when EA plans to fix that, but I also want to quickly talk about what is this going to mean as far as the Sims and the SimGurus. A lot of people are wondering why they're staying silent, and that's not like them, especially because lately the SimGurus have not said anything as far as tweeting back to the community and just in general, when they were very much known to talk about the Sims and talk to the Sims community about either hints at an EP coming up, what they're working on, just dropping little hints here and there, maybe some emojis tweeted back, and they have not said anything. Zip, zero, nada. We have not gotten any little hints regarding that, and it's just not just one SimGuru. It looks like all of the SimGurus are on the same page at staying silent. Now, whether this is something that they signed behind, closed doors, and we just don't know, maybe they have gotten spoken to about talking to the Sims community, because again, we take this information and run a mile with it. We do. As Simmers, we dissect every little thing the SimGurus tweet because we want to know what's going on. We want to know what's next. And, I'm not going to speak for all Simmers, but, some of us are a little impatient and we want to know now. And I mean, if they're going to drop the hints, why not do a little dissect on it and see what's going on? But, some Simmers do take it a little too far. And unfortunately, to a point where one SimGuru had to back out and even, delete his Twitter, and ended up coming back to it. But again, not tweeting anything after that. And since that whole, fiasco happened with SimGuru Ninja, we haven't seen any other Simmers tweet. Again, it's starting to see like a repeating history, because that happened with SimGuru Popcorn when it came down to Horse Ranch, and then SimGuru Ninja when it came down to Life and Death EP. And just look like a lot of the SimGurus are taking a step back. So a lot of people are wondering, what does that step back mean? And is this something that has to do with EA themselves, or just the SimGurus all getting together and being like, you know what, we're not going to even, look at this, we're not even going to be bothered with this? Or is this part of EA's tactic of literally just sticking with the brand? I don't know. This may be why the SimGurus have been very quiet, just because, they used to tease and joke and do all these cryptic emojis, but now it's all, being quiet, brand forward, and very corporate. And fans are just wondering if this silence is either strategic or to make Simmers feel just make it feel less like a cozy community game and more like a powerhouse, lifestyle brand, and we're just going to go for it. So I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments, what do you think this all means? And I don't know, y'all. It's starting to feel like The Sims 4 is, I don't think necessarily wrapping up what they're doing. I feel like it's just going, they're going. It's just gonna, the brand is getting bigger and bigger, and with the brand shift, the new partnerships that EA is doing, EA is clearly preparing for the brand for a bigger transition. And I'm curious to know down below in the comments how you guys feel about that, and whether that means, what's going next for the franchise, or even, quote unquote, people keep talking about The Sims 5 or Project Renee or whatever you want to call it. It's clear that the game we see when it first came out is shifting into a brand new era. And I don't know, one that might look a little microtransaction-y, one that might look a little bit more sleek and modern, and one that just might overall look like, they are coming for the revenue. They're coming for the meat. They're coming for the green. They did say the future of the plum bob is green, and we all know the green means the money, because we know that EA don't play about money, and it's a whole thing, guys. I don't know. Again, I'm starting to ramble. Y'all know me, the simian. Okay, let me circle back to the main what we're talking about. But let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about this, simmers. Is this rebrand exciting to you, or does it feel like, you know, it's shifting a little bit too much? And I'm very curious to hear your, you know, your opinions down below in the comments. So again, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it truly does help out my channel. And whether you're a silent viewer, you share my videos, you like my videos, or you comment on my videos, at the end of the day, you still showed me some love, and for that, I thank you. I will see you guys all in the very next video. Bye.